Have you ever wondered what our planet was like long before cities, before agriculture, even before we, Homo sapiens, walked the Earth? Let's journey back in time, not just thousands, but millions of years. To be precise, 2.8 million years ago. This is the story of a world on the cusp of a great change. The dawn of our own genus, Homo. Picture this. The world is entering a period of dramatic climate cooling. The lush, tropical forests that once dominated are shrinking, giving way to vast open savannas and grasslands. This wasn't just a change in scenery. It was a fundamental shift that presented immense challenges and opportunities for all life, including our very distant ancestors. This changing world was the stage upon which a new kind of ape would begin its remarkable journey. So, who were the main characters in our story 2.8 million years ago? They weren't quite human, but they weren't like modern apes either. Meet the Australopithecines. These fascinating beings, like the famous Lucy, were masters of two worlds. Their curved fingers and shoulder structure tell us they were still comfortable in the trees, perhaps sleeping there at night to avoid predators. Their hips, legs, and feet were built for walking upright. Bipedalism was their superpower. Freed up their hands, allowing them to carry food, tools, and their young across the expanding savanna. Life on this ancient savanna was anything but a peaceful stroll. Imagine the sounds. The distant roar of a saber-toothed cat, the cackle of hyenas, the thunderous footsteps of giant elephants. Our ancestors were not at the top of the food chain. Far from it. They were relatively small, without sharp claws or formidable fangs. Their safety lay in numbers, in group cooperation, and in their wits. They had to be constantly vigilant, scanning the horizon for danger while foraging for food. What was on the menu back then? Primarily, they were plant eaters. Their diet consisted of fruits, nuts, seeds, roots, and tubers, whatever they could find in their environment. But this is where things get really interesting. The shift to a more open landscape meant new food sources were available, including meat. Now, they probably weren't elite hunters chasing down large game. Instead, they were likely expert scavengers. Imagine a group of Australopithecines cautiously approaching a carcass left behind by a more powerful predator. This was a higher risk, higher reward activity. Meat and bone marrow are packed with calories and fat, crucial nutrients for a developing brain. And to get to those nutrients, they needed a game-changing piece of technology, the first stone tools. This brings us to a monumental discovery. Right around this time, we see the emergence of the Oldowan tool industry. These weren't fancy, polished arrowheads. They were simple, yet revolutionary. A hominin would take one rock, the hammerstone, and strike another, the core, to flake off a sharp-edged piece. This simple flake could slice through tough animal hides more effectively than teeth or fingernails. The core itself could be used to smash open bones to get to the nutritious marrow inside. This wasn't just about getting a better meal. The act of making and using tools represents a cognitive leap. It requires forethought, planning, and an understanding of cause and effect. You have to select the right kind of rock, know how to strike it, and understand what the resulting tool can be used for. This feedback loop, making better tools to get better food, which in turn fuels a bigger brain capable of making even better tools, was a key engine of our evolution. And it was right around this period, 2.8 million years ago, that a new player enters the scene. In the Afar region of Ethiopia, a fossilized jawbone was discovered. This jawbone, known as LD352-1, shows a fascinating mix of features. It has some primitive traits, similar to the Australopithecines, but it also has more slender, modern-looking teeth, characteristic of the genus Homo. This fossil is the oldest known evidence for our own genus. It suggests that a new lineage was branching off, one better adapted to this changing world. These early members of the genus Homo, perhaps Homo habilis, or handy man, were the pioneers. Their brains were slightly larger than their predecessors, and their reliance on tools was becoming a central part of their identity. This wasn't just a biological evolution. It was the beginning of a cultural evolution. The knowledge of how to make and use tools could be passed down from one generation to the next. Let's think about their social life. Like modern primates, they almost certainly lived in complex social groups. Living together offered protection from predators and efficiency in finding food. Within these groups, there would have been hierarchies, alliances, and competition. Communication, would have been vital. While they wouldn't have had language as we know it, they would have used a combination of gestures, body language, and vocalizations to coordinate activities, warn of danger, and maintain social bonds. Imagine a small group foraging together. Some individuals keep a lookout, while others dig for roots or process a scavenged meal with their stone tools. Youngsters would learn by watching and imitating their elders. This social fabric was the cradle where cooperation and shared knowledge began to flourish, laying the groundwork for the complex societies to come. So, 2.8 million years ago, the world was a crucible of change. The climate was cooling, the forests were retreating, and the savanna was expanding. This environmental pressure spurred incredible innovation. Our ancestors, walking upright with their hands free, began to unlock the power of technology. The simple stone tool was the key that opened the door to new food resources, fueling brain growth and sparking a cognitive revolution. Out of the diverse family of Australopithecines, a new branch emerged, the genus Homo. These weren't humans yet. They were the first crucial step on the direct path that leads to us. They were small, vulnerable beings in a world of giants, but they possessed the seeds of what would eventually allow their descendants to dominate the planet: intelligence, cooperation, and technology. The next couple of million years would see this lineage spread out of Africa, adapt to countless new environments, and continue to evolve, eventually giving rise to us, Homo sapiens. The story of 2.8 million years ago is our story. It's a reminder that we are a product of immense deep time, shaped by the challenges and opportunities of a world that no longer exists. It's a story of resilience, ingenuity, and the incredible journey from a clever ape on the African savanna to the species that now looks back and wonders at its own origins. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more deep dives into our incredible past. Let me know in the comments what part of this ancient world you find most amazing. See you in the next video.